yet something about its stillness sent a shiver down her spine. She's called Annabelle, the shop owner rapped. A real one of a kind. Emily, captivated, bought the doll despite her unease. Back home, Annabelle sat on Emily's mantelpiece, a silent sentinel. At first it was just little things. A flicker of movement in her peripheral vision, the faint sound of porcelain clicking. Emily dismissed it as her imagination. Then, objects in her apartment began to shift. A book would appear on the floor, a teacup would move from the counter to the table. Always, Annabelle's gaze seemed fixed on her. One night, Emily awoke to a whisper. It was faint, almost imperceptible, but it seemed to come from the living room. She crept out of bed, her heart pounding. There, in the moonlight, Annabelle was no longer on the mantelpiece. She was sitting on the edge of the sofa, her head tilted, and those wide and vacant eyes now seemed to hold a terrifying glint of awareness. A cold, tiny hand reached out from beneath her lace cuffs, beckoning. Emily screamed. She never saw Annabelle move, but the doll was suddenly at her feet, then at her ankles, then crawling rapidly up her leg. The whispers grew louder, chilling and demanding. Emily fought, but the doll's porcelain grip was surprisingly strong. The last thing she saw before darkness consumed her was Annabelle's painted smile, stretched impossibly wide. The police found Emily the next morning, unresponsive. Annabelle was back on the floor, pristine and silent, her eyes as vacant as ever. But if you looked closely, just for a moment, you might swear you saw a tiny triumphant smirk on her delicate painted lips.